everyone. I wanted to do a little brief project explanation and going through all the criteria for this lampshade project. I realized that I did not have the lampshade handout on Canvas, so it is now on there, and I also didn't go over it in class. So I just want to run through it quickly and make sure you guys are on the right track for this project. So if you go on Canvas, under this past week right here, I can find my lampshade project files assignment. And now I have the handout on there. The examples were previously on there, but added the handout. So I can open that up. For this project, your Fusion file will be 50 points, like half your grade. And then the completed, cut out, assembled lampshade is also 50 points. So for this project, it is kind of our move into building three-dimensional objects with two-dimensional sketches. So we're going to be designing a simple three-dimensional lampshade, specifically a radial lampshade, which we'll touch on in a minute, and using our two-dimensional sketches to populate three-dimensional forms in Fusion, and really getting into some, starting to get into some parametric modeling techniques and using parameters in our models so that we can edit them in the future. So 3 different Canvas assignments are within this handout. Step 1, you guys already did, were the lampshade sketches on paper, and that was just to brainstorm possible lampshade silhouettes and shapes that you like. Step 2 is going to be doing the modeling, which we talked about in class and which we'll go over the demo for later in this video. So I also included the graded criteria because, again, I didn't mention that in class, or I touched on some of it, but I didn't like specifically lay it all out for you, so I wanted to make sure it's here. It should be 9 to 12 inches. It should be based on a design from your paper sketches. If you want to edit or update those sketches, you're welcome to. If you kind of look through them and you're not really happy with them, you're welcome to do more paper sketches. But we are using that as a canvas to model our lampshade design off of, so you should have a paper sketch. It should be a radial design, so if I go to my, this is real small. Okay. My examples right here, all of these on here are radial designs, and I did take off a few designs that were previously on this slideshow because of the way I decided to teach this project and go through the modeling. Some of them weren't quite possible with this particular approach. But yes, these are our radial designs, and essentially they're going to be, each of my individual pieces are radiating out from the center. So this, what you see from the straight on view is like the edge, the cut edge of the material or the material thickness. And the shape and design really comes from like what the shape of those are, and you can see them more as they like revolve in space. Those are more options. So yeah, the silhouette is kind of where you get your creative freedom to play with. Both the external and the internal, like that one has a different external silhouette than internal silhouette, but you get to play with that. But all these pieces are radiating out from the center. Those as well. Those are as well. And again, they can be whatever kind of shape you want to. They can be really intricate, they could be more simple, or they can be like, yeah, whatever type of shape you want to. Again, these are radial. If you look straight down on them, the kind of like outer edges, the general silhouette you would see is a circle or cylindrical in nature because of the pieces radiating out from a center point. So these are 2 examples of non-radial designs. So when I look straight down at them from the top view, I'm seeing a square there and like a hexagon, pentagon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not a cylinder. And I can also really tell these are not radial because the flat surface of the material is facing outward, is facing the viewer rather than like the edge of the material. So, how do I escape out of this? There we go. Oh boy, how do I find my fusion? So, in the example I modeled in class right here, is my video still going? Yes. We'll see. In the example I modeled in class, my pieces are radiating out from the center. Again, if I look from the top view, I see kind of the outside edges of all of my piece will create a circular view. It's like rays coming out of a sun, so that is a radial design. And the modeling process that we're using is really only going to work with a radial design. So that's kind of what we're going for. And now let's finish the criteria. Radial design. You're also graded on your design, your composition. The shape of your lampshade should be interesting and unique, should be engaging, not too simple, something that makes it visually stimulating. It should be functional. So again, if you're welcome to model it off of lampshade components or lamp base components you have in your house, but we do have these IKEA Hema fixtures right here in the studio. So that's kind of the default right there to model it for the IKEA Hema fixture so that it will be functional. And the final graded criteria is that it includes our editable parameters so that we can adjust our model in the future if we desire to do so. So this will be step 2 is what is going to be due next week, your 3D model. And then the following week we will save your sketches as DXFs, open them in Illustrator, cut it out, assemble your lampshade. And we'll talk more about how that is graded next week. But we're going to work through our 3D modeling today. So thanks, guys.